Good morning, YouTube, and everyone gonna be watching this. I don't do any special effects because I don't know how to do it, and it's very sticky. It's very humid out. I don't like it. All the rain we got last 12 hours, it's got really humid and really sticky and mucky. And I'm not gonna post like a picture of this is what this video is gonna be. I've only done that like once or twice. I don't like doing it. People watch my videos, people don't. And I haven't been doing like my short videos with my picture, my happy color thing either. That I've been slacking on that because I've been doing a lot of things. Well, this video is going to be all randomness around everywhere. Books, politics, a few questions that I have that's going in my brain, and everything else about a lot of stuff that's in my brain that just got questions, and maybe you guys got answers, or somebody's got questions about my questions or something. I don't know. First off, let's talk about a theory that my wife came up with. Alright, and I got an answer to it, but I don't know if it's the right answer. Alright, my question is, when a candle's burning, well, my wife brought this up, and let me know if you guys know what you think. When you burn a candle, the big one from Yankee Candle, or from Walmart, or Myers, or TJ Maxx, or Target, like the one big ones like this, or any kind of candle, or even wax smoke. Wax smoke, I get. Let's go to the left real quick. Wax smoke, I get that it's a wax and it melts, but over time it goes away. Same thing with the candle. They're kind of vice versa. When you turn, light that wick on your candle, and it burns and burns, and it's just like the little thing, and it's like in one area, and it's melting that wax, right? But does that wax turn into that smoke to make that candle, or the wax? And where does the wax go? Like straight up. And like you think about it, is the heat melting the wax to make the smoke to go up so you can smell it? Is that how they're doing it, or how? Where's the wax going? Same thing, and the like wax melt. There's no wick, there's no nothing. It just sits there and melts. Where does it go? All right. That's one of them that I've had many times. And then the movie Air. There's something else that I had in my brain, and I can't think of it right now. So my brain getting like it'll come to me, and if it does, I'll put it in another video. But the movie Air has to do with Michael Jordan, right? And Nike. It has Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and a few other actors in there. It was a good movie, but you don't know who played Michael Jordan, so you don't know who the actor is. And Nike, and I think I've seen this movie before, and how they build a shoot around one person, and gave him a salary of $250,000 a year, and to go big. And it was like, there's a part in there, there's a scene in the movie where Matt Damon was trying to get Michael Jordan on his side and tell him, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Like, he knew what was gonna happen, even though when they made this movie, we all know what Michael Jordan did in the movie. How many Super Bowl or champs and MVPs, and he played for Chicago Bulls and all this, and played baseball and all this. But like, when back then it looked like he knew what Michael was gonna do. And I mean, they made one shoe for the whole movie fit around Michael. It's a good movie. It's on Disney or Hulu, so go check it out. Now my books. It's been a while since I made a video about books. I got quite a few of them. Like, I already did the housemaid. Then I'll do that. There's, I think I did a video. Yeah, I got like 7 books I gotta do. And then we're gonna do Fate Be Change. If you don't know what, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you. It's a twisted tale about Meredith, you know, the movie Brave, that Disney / Pixar made years ago. That she went to this witch, and her mom turned to a bear, and they had to come together to figure out what was going on, blah blah blah, to change her back. Well, this one is kind of similar, but it's the twist, like it's called Twisted Tale. So Meredith goes see the witch and gets this cake for her mom, but she eats it, and she travels back in time, and she disrupts time in the past, so she has to fix it to make the future, or her present at the time, right. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, there's still, throughout the whole book, Meredith does slowly change into that bear form, but doesn't fully change into it. And she meets the younger witch, and it's kind of cool. And she sees how her parents fall in love and all that. Now, how far I will go is in the same realm, Twisted Tale. It's about Moana, and it was pretty much after she gets the heart of Tahiti, but doesn't the goddess Tahiti, I think that's how I say it, doesn't change. She changed back into the lava monster, and they have to go in the underworld, in a sense, to get the tears of Tahiti, to get her back in life, in a sense. And she meets all these gods and all these goddesses, and they try to betray her and all that. And that's pretty much how it is. 23rd Midnight and 23 and a half are around in the same concept. They're both James Patterson. They're both Women's Murder Club. But 23 and a half I listened to first before I listened to the 23rd Midnight, which, my fault. Which 23 and a half was like 3 short stories, but had nothing to do with the Women's Murder Club. But what my theory is if you listen to it or read them, is that I think they had to do with past Women's Murder Club books, and they just had to bring up what happened in their perspective, or in a different James Patterson book. I don't know for sure. I'd have to do a deep dive. That's pretty much what it is. And 23 Midnight is a little different. It's a big series. I like it. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it's kind of hard to describe this series because it's kind of the same thing in a sense, but not really. And then The Rise of Neptune. The second book of Scott Pilgrim. Is the other one was something Mars, and it has to do with kind of like space dragons, which is like a history, but in modern time they use them in space, and they say dragons created the planets, and it's a year like 3000 somewhere, or 200 somewhere way out there, and we all live in space, and people still live on Earth and whatnot. And it was a good sequel. I hope he makes a third one. And Hollow is by Selena Myers. She's known on TikTok and on YouTube, and she wrote many books, which I didn't know until I saw this. And it's about vampires, but this person turns into a vampire, and it's like between the 1500s to 1700s, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact date, but she turns into a vampire, and she becomes the head of vampire of 2 clans in sense within the book, and she's trying to make her own path. Which, granted, it was a good book. It was a good young author book. There was no sex scenes, which that's kind of good. I like when something like this, there's no swearing besides like maybe 1 or 2 words in it. So Selena, great job. Now on to the politics. And oh yeah, there's something else I want to talk about after the politics with Alani and energy drinks and Monster. Politics. I don't really talk about much politics on here, but when I do, I just slowly talk about it. And I watched I'm trying to think of what to say before I say it. There's a video going out there that I don't know who this guy's name is or anything. If USA can make its own money, coins or dollar bills or paper money or metal money or whatever you want to call it, if we can make our own money, right, and everywhere around the world can make their own money, then how in the hell is our own country in billions and trillions and millions in debt to ourselves? How is this possible? I get that the government in each city, town, country, state has their own budget and all that, and somehow they get it from taxes, from roads, from other things. But how are we trillions and zillions or whatever in debt if we can make our own money? And if we can make our own money and inflation keeps going up, why can't we work at a good minimum wage? And that's fine. But also, this is just a little snippet because I gotta look into it further, and it'll be on another video, so look out for that probably down the road. But we have all these businesses, right? These Walmart, Myers, all these Family Dollar, Family Farm, Save-A-Lot, and then you have all the restaurants like Ruby Tuesdays, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, all these pizza places, Pizza Hut, Jets, Little Caesars, Domino's, Pizza Plus, Papa John's. Pizza Plus is a local one where I live, and everything else, all the different restaurants, all the Olive Gardens, Red Lobster. Some of the stuff I get where like that we can grow and stuff, like all the flour and wheat and all the vegetables and stuff that we can grow constantly. But where the hell does all this shit come from? Like straight up, like you see a truck come to like Myers, Walmart like weekly. What if we're not actually eating lab grown crap on some stuff? Straight up, what if we are? That's another question for politics, which I have to go look into, and I will dig deeper in that part and make a whole video about that. My other thing, my more politics stuff is DHS, friend of the court, and all that. If you're on food stamps and you need it to help yourself out until you find a job, that's awesome. Like in my situation, me and my wife, we have food stamps because I'm the only one working. She can't. Legally, she can't. I can't go into more details. Physically, she can, and she's put applications in our town. Legally, she can't. It has nothing to do with her. All I can say is someone blackballed her, or whatever you want to call it. That's all it is. And DHS says I worked between 40 to 60 hours a week. Granted, I do work that, but between two jobs. And they say what I make between two jobs is too much sometimes. And what they calculate, which I think I disagree with this so hardy, they calculate everything before taxes and child support are taken out. They don't. They only do before taxes and sometimes after taxes and child support, and they do rent. Then they do bills, something bills. What they should do is wait until your check after taxes, after child support, whatever comes out of your check. After every bill you have, like insurance, phone bill, light bill, house payment, rent, whatever, that's the final number they should go by. They shouldn't go by before taxes, because then if that was the case, no one should be on food stamps whatsoever unless you are retired because you're only on a set fixed income, or SSI because you're on a set income, or you're homeless and you literally are disabled, a disability, and just physically cannot work. Because I know I know there's many people out there, but there's two people out there that says they cannot work. One, because he's a fat ass. Sorry for my language, YouTube. But he can work and he makes music. And another one out there is a lazy piece of shit that has seizures and that takes too much medication and she can't go work. There's people out there that are fat and go work. There's people out there that have this and they will go work. And I see them come around town and buy crap and go places and go on vacation. And now FLC. This is gonna be sorry for a long video. I wanted to make a long content video today instead of short, like 3 to 5 minute ones. So this is gonna be the longest video I've made in a long time. And FLC, front of the court, I respect what they do and how they somewhat do it, but they're always saying they cannot give legal advice. They're not lawyers, they're not judges, which I get. But if you don't know the system like I do, like I've been through it since I was 13 between my dad and my exes and all that, so I know a little bit of it. But if you got a question, they shouldn't say, hey, here's this, go look it up, do it yourself. That means you're gonna have more questions, you won't know how to do it. They need to show you, hey, we can't help you, but here's the step direction, here's a little bit of advice, blah blah blah, and help you the right way and make sure you're doing it right. Not just, here, I can't tell you, anything like that. Same thing with the county clerks. They should tell you what way to go and how to do it within reason. And then with same thing with front of the court, like my situation, one ex I can get along with. We talk for our 2 kids that we have together, and we talk, and she don't ask for money, she don't care, and I give her money when I can, and we haven't been in court in over a year and a half, and that's how it should be. We have it where our kids, you go back and forth whenever they want, so it's like a 50-50 custody thing. But my one ex, she says she doesn't want none of my money, but yet she says she don't work, and I know she works because she does all this stuff. She travels for work and whatnot and what's going on, and I know she works, but I cannot prove it. So she takes like almost $600 a month from me. My other ex, since I work and my time got cut short because of her line to CPS and DHS saying stupid shit that was so wrong that the cops, the prosecutors, CPS, the state, FLC don't care, and they didn't punish her, but they punished me. So now I can see my kid only like 4 days a month. So now my child support racked up, which I think is stupid because she don't work, and she says she's claimed child support, and that's all from her other baby daddy. So how does this freaking hurt me? How is this fair to me? So FLC's not right at all. I have 50-50 legal custody of this one son, and yeah, she has more time, but she doesn't follow the court orders. She doesn't tell me anything and whatnot. So I keep on writing letters and letters and letters and letters and letters, FLC, and they do not. So I'm like, I gotta write a letter today. and whatnot. DHS and everything is just corrupt. That's pretty much what it is. And then NASA. I want to make this video long. NASA. I don't know what to tell you about NASA, because I don't know about space really, and people are saying NASA, this last flight was fake and it was rigged and everything. I don't know. As long as you guys have a good day. If I got anything else I want to talk about, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video this long. Hope you guys have a good Monday.